My name is Aminata Bab, and I've been a victim of emotional abuse, which affected my self-esteem and confidence. I have dealt with humiliation, judgments, blames, neglect, insults, and generally put down by my entourage. Today, I am the founder and CEO of the Ultimate Confidence Bootcamp, a bootcamp to help young teen girls build up their self-esteem and self-confidence and regain better control of themselves. Welcome all to my podcast called Emotional Abuse Matters.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome all to my podcast called Emotional Abuse Matters. My name is Aminata Ba. You are tuning into episode 9 called Public Humiliations. I am the founder and CEO of the Ultimate Confidence Bootcamp, a freelance model, a beauty queen, motivational speaker, and a representative of Mami Kaya products. Humiliation is the action that reduces someone in a lower position in the eye of others. In their eye also, that makes someone feel ashamed, embarrassed, and foolish. It can be really hard to move on from it, especially when the humiliation is public. Public humiliation is when you are ashamed in front of everyone, or when everyone is informed about something that is really embarrassing about you, or even your loved one or other people really close to you. I've been through many different forms of humiliation. If you listen to my previous episodes about people pointing me about being so quiet, it's often done in front of people. The toxic friendships and family members that points out my flaws, the public confrontation with that jealous girl. And if I can explain one that really affected me for a long time, it took me about 4 years to completely heal from it. It happened at the beginning of the year of 2018 with a guy I was seeing. So this is what happened. So we were at one of his friend's place, okay? And suddenly I started talking with this girl that was sitting beside me. And she was asking me if me and the guy were together. And I said, yeah, we're together, It was not like a serious relationship. It was just like talking and then on and off relationship. So it was not like a confirmed, but I was still seeing that guy, And suddenly, I just started having a conversation with that girl. And then his guy friends listened to our conversation and they kind of knew what we were talking about. And I suddenly started exposing what I was saying to his friend. I started explaining to his guy friends how I don't really like people of a certain community because they mistreat women. They don't respect women. They're always troublemakers and all of that. And it became a really huge discussion between me and his male friends. So he started seeing that situation like weird and he wanted me to stop talking when I was not even the only one talking. He was looking at me and saying, "Can you please shut the F up?" When he said that, it was really rude and I ignored him because that's not the way to say it. The girl beside me heard it. She's like, "Are you gonna let him talk to you like that?" I'm like, I just told her, no, I'm just ignore him for now. It's not that I'm gonna let it. And then I continued talking. That was my way of defending myself, which did not end up well. I continued talking. His friends were also talking back. And then he looked at me again in a very, very rude and fierce way, like he was so mad. And I continued with my conversation. The guys also continued talking. So he couldn't take it anymore. So what he did, there was a glass, like, the glass that we drink with, beside him. He wanted to throw it at me. All of his friends stopped him. I was so mad. I stood up and I started screaming at him back. Like, what did I do wrong? Did I do anything wrong? I was not the only one talking here. Why couldn't he tell his friends to stop talking? One of his guy friends started like, we know. can you imagine the humiliation, how I felt? So after all of that ended, we went back to our car. I had to drop him off and drop some of his friends up. Getting at the car, he started yelling back at me, like, what is your problem? What the F was that? I was pissed also, and I said, what the F back to him. But the humiliation was still on me. He pushed my head saying, what is this? He was not happy. One of his friends in the car asked me if I was okay, and I said, yes, I'm okay. But I wasn't really okay. When I got home, I felt horrible about myself. I cried. I was like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Is it my fault? But I realized that no, it was not my fault. He was the one who did not react well. If you wanted me to stop talking, you should have asked me in a nicer way. The fact that you were rude asking me, that's why I continued talking. Maybe if you told me to stop in a polite way, and then you told your friends that were also talking to stop talking, things wouldn't have been this way. So basically, it was mostly his fault, not my fault. But the humiliation was on me, and it was so not fair. I felt so bad about myself. For like 4 days, I didn't even go to work, and I felt horrible. Like, I cried. I thought my life would be ended. The situation was in my head for so long. I was getting flashbacks about it. Flashbacks. Me and this guy, we were already over. After the end of that year, we still continued seeing each other, but I realized after that he's probably not even going to change. He's still going to be the same, because in the past there was some situation where he reacted wrongly in situations where you didn't really have to react like that. So I decided to just end the relationship, and then I started seeing other guys. And this guy today is still trying to reach out to me when I've already moved on. It's 2023. I mean, in 2022, it's like he felt bad about the things that he did to me. But I'm sorry, I moved on. Some men are not going to change. They're still going to be the way they are. But that situation took me long. I had to go through counseling because of that. It's really bad. We've all experienced humiliating experiences, and I guess I can say it's part of life. But there's ways to prevent experiencing it all the time. The type of people you are surrounded with. For example, if you're friends, if you're like, you have friends or you're dating someone that always yells at you for little things when you're like just alone with that person, then who says that they won't do it in public? Because that's what happened with that guy I was seeing. Even when I was alone with him, he used to act like that, yell and be rude to me. So they can do it in public if they can do it alone with you. So don't dismiss those signs. It's not your fault, because no one wants to be humiliated. Always detect the signs, like how they treat other people also. Always keep in mind, if they can do it to others, they can do it to you. Avoid provoking people the wrong way. In that situation with that guy, I did not really provoke. I was just having a conversation with his friends, and he wanted me to stop talking. So it was not really a provoke, but he just wanted me to stop talking, which he did not proceed the right way. For example, if someone tells you, that's another example, okay? If someone tells you maybe to stop messing around their husbands or girlfriends or boyfriends or whoever, when you're already aware that they're in a relationship and you just don't care, you just go ahead and you do it, please do it. It's true that misunderstandings can happen, but if you try your best to avoid it, then you can protect yourself from the worst. Social media these days, people use it oftenly to humiliate others, so never trust anyone with that. Avoid sending intimate pics or videos to others. When you have it on your phone, but you didn't send it to anyone, make sure to always lock it with a personal password that no one can access. The same way you don't trust anyone to access your bank account. Also, avoid humiliating others. If someone did something to you that you don't like, try to have a polite and calm conversation with them. Humiliation is never the way to solve it. Put yourself in their shoes. I'm not sure about you, but I strongly believe in the law of karma. And one day it will happen to you. Maybe not the same way, but the way you made that person feel, you will feel the same way too. Not caring about what people say or think, it's part of building self-esteem. But the time when you are humiliated, it can take a big hit on your self-esteem and can damage you for a long time and cause you to do really crazy stuff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This was episode 9 of Public Humiliations. The next episode 10 is the last episode, so please make sure to tune in.